Howdy, y'all. Hoodoo, coming back at you. Well, having a wild tangent moment. Actually, his hands are hurt. Been working on live and live. Sending it out there to the Twitter sphere. And of course, howdy, y'all. How y'all doing? Howdy, Todd. Good seeing you. Hey, Todd, you want to see my horse? Look, it's my horse. It's only got 3 legs, though. Damn thing can't run for shit because it's only got 3 legs. It's like the Lieutenant Dan of horses. Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. Wow. So I got my little thing holding my phone up here on the jaw horse. If it starts to rotate or something, y'all just slap me in the head or something, let me know. That's right, my favorite horse. I don't have to feed him. I don't have to water him. I don't have to pick up big old turds. That's the favorite part. Don't have to pick up no turds. You ever spend time in a barn? You'd know. You don't never want to have to pick up horse turds. You can pick that shit up all day long and still there's more to do. Romeo is Julieta. In case y'all are wondering. Been working on a project pretty much all day. Figured I'd finally had time, I would stop. Pull this thing out of this glass tube. It smells like glass. Actually, the inside of it still smells like a fine cigar. I'm going to tell you, if you ever buy cigars and you get them in these tubes, keep these tubes. Take one, fill it up with matches and a little bit of lint from the dryer. Got yourself a premium fire starter that works almost anywhere. Wet, dry, does not matter. If you have one of those cubes of wet fire stuff that will actually even light even in the wet, you can take that and put it in a put it in a small baggie and shove that down in there. But you want to put a string or something on there so you can pull it back out. But yeah, matches, a little bit of dryer lint. You have yourself an emergency kit ready to go that will stay dry through most things. And actually it will float. So, you know, hey Boca, Charlie, talking to you. Just in case. You know what else you can do with these? You can fill it up with pipe tobacco. If you have yourself a shotgun type bandolero, you can shove that right up there in that tube holder. You have all the tobacco you could ever want. That way you can go shooting clays in the morning and smoking pipes in the afternoon. You could use it for whiskey, though it does not seal quite well enough for wet items to stay on the inside. But yes, you're right, you could use it for whiskey. But you'd find that you're gonna be not drinking as much whiskey as you think you would. But yeah, just some little tips and tricks. Oh, well, see, if you're just talking about using it as a shot glass, that's actually only about 2.5, maybe 3 shots, which doesn't qualify as legal shot-taking units in Texas. We do tend to drink a bit here. Just a bit. Just a whole crap ton, really. That, and I would suggest taking off the Surgeon General warning. Oh, one more thing. In with those little bits of matches, you take these little cedar strips, you put those in there. These will catch fire quick. It comes with its own little way to start your cigar if you are paying attention. But if you got a good lighter, you don't need that. Now, unfortunately, once all of that stuff comes off, you pretty much have just a plain bare cigar. But it's been stored in that tube, and it's been stored in optimal conditions normally. So you'll probably have yourself a damn fine cigar. Not saying definitely, but probably. Gotta figure out which knife I want to use. Am I going to use a knife? You know what? Skip the knife. We're going back to the punch. We're going back to the punch. In case y'all are wondering why I'm taking the time to go live and chat with y'all, it's because I have been working on a certain little project all morning. Well, not all morning. Actually, only during the afternoon. Quite honestly, I only put about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes on it. Not like I actually put in a lot of time. There's that punch hole. Unlike an asshole, that's a punch hole. You will note that I pointed at myself, not at nobody else. Not calling none of y'all assholes. Some of you are, but I'm not calling you that. This block of wood started off pretty funky. All kind of weird shaped cuts and spots that I had to file the heck out of to get it down to what it is now. The last time I made a video about it, all I had done was this round section here after I had taken it from a square chunk of briar. And now, as you can see, I have pretty much gotten the whole backside there. There's a little bit left right here I gotta still work on, you know, and that's okay. Sandpaper takes care of that. As you can see, I mean, it still has tool marks. I still have to fine file and then sandpaper and then stain and dye and then catch it on fire and then shoot it out of a cannon. No, not quite all that. But as you can see, I've been working on getting this, because if you see where the top right here by my finger is, there we go, thank you camera, trying to get that from this angle here to this angle here and eventually to a flat so that I can continue down. Well, I'm going to call it another 1/2 inch. Got to go 1/2 inch down from about where it's at. And I'm leaving enough lip right here for right now, okay? That sands down, that actually comes down pretty quick. All I got to do is turn that rasp over and use the round side. It comes down real quick from that point back down to real close to the bowl. But I'm learning. I'm sitting here and I'm learning. Then my hand goes numb. And not just a little bit numb. I mean, like, it went to the point where I was starting to drop tools. Well, instead of destroying a tool, carpal tunnel will do that to you, and you know, I'm not going to try and tell you that it won't. But as you can see, if you look pretty close here, this side over here, I've got a long way to go. This side over here, that's where it actually naturally was cut. I can't play hardly any on this side, so I've got a long work ahead of me there. It doesn't show the lines I put in here, but basically, hey, there was the line. You could just barely see it. That line right there. And if you see out here around the front, there's a curved line that goes around. That's about where the bowl is. That way when I get it turned upside down, I know if I'm filing, I need to slow down when I get near the bowl, and I can still go pretty hard as long as I stay a goodly distance away from my center line. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. Hey, I could be doing this with the wrong tools altogether. I don't think I am. I was told to get rasps and files, and you know what? That's a rasp, and it's really good for hogging down materials. Now, if you don't understand the words hogging down, don't feel bad. I actually am not for certain where the term came from. And other than if you've ever seen hogs eat, I don't understand where it came from or why it came from where it came from. But if you've ever seen hogs eat, you'd understand. That means getting it down quick. My lucky 13 hat. Oh, look. I got sawdust all over it. But don't worry, it's just to cover up the fact that my hair is a mess. Y'all saw that, right? Good. Glad to hear it. So I figured I'd spend the rest of the afternoon, what I can of it. Sawdust gets up in your ears and shit. Don't explain it to me. I don't know how it happens. And my cat Trump likes to headbutt me when I wear this hat. So I got cat hair all over the hat too. Damn it. Hey, what does it matter? Doesn't matter at all. So I got 4 people in. The only person talking is Todd and me, and now nobody but me. At least not for a while. What y'all doing out there in YouTubeville and Pipe Smoker Land and God, all these other places? You're seeing dudes. Oh, you're sewing. Steph is sewing. Well, Steph, in case you're wondering, no, the Lot 95 Series B from Romeo and Julieta is probably not your type of cigar. And I did ask my buddy there at a certain shop if he had Eileen's Dream, and his reply was no. I remember that we had it at the North shop, but not at the Webster shop. You made yourself a smoking cap. Does it have Jim Carrey on it? Smoking! So anyways, I was out here knocking material off left, right, and sideways on this pipe. And I got to the point where my hand just wasn't functioning. And that happens. It's not exactly warm out today. And as it gets colder, the arthritis in my hand acts up. Arthritis from what, you say? Well, you see that weird, funky, round shape there that's about 5/8 of an inch around? Well, I one time put a 5/8 ground rod through my hand to the point where you could see the bones. And then I laid it back over and squeezed some super glue back into it and wrapped it up with electrical tape and finished the day. They tell me I should have probably went to the hospital. It took 7 days to quit bleeding. It'd snap open in a small spot every day for about 7 days. Man, I just put a glove on it tight and wrapped some new electrical tape on it every day and went back to work. Didn't have time for hospitals. I needed to go to work. Had a job to do, money to make. It's been a long time since I've heard that story. A long time since I thought about it. There are big, tough men back out there. One of them looked at me square in the eye and said, "It's one of the toughest things I think I've ever seen anybody do." And I looked at him like he was crazy because I mean, it hurt. Yeah, he just said, "I don't know anybody who can take a chunk out of their hand that way and just lay it back down and throw some super glue on it and say, 'Fuck this, I'm going back to work.'" Which is what I said. They thought about writing an incident accident report. Problem is, I'm right-handed and this is my right hand and I wouldn't sign it. A couple weeks later, it just didn't matter. Yes, what color is your cap, Steph? Inquiring minds want to know. Were any of y'all fans or followers of Arizona Jim? Because if you are, he's back on YouTube. Saw that today. How about fans of Jose Manuel Cavendish? He went live today. I just happened to catch it live when it went live. black with turquoise and gold applique. Steph, what's an applique? And turquoise. Turquoise? Is that like when some people out in Turkey go fighting each other? Y'all be careful now. I will go full on redneck. I'll turn up the accent all the way to 110 and I'll make it happen. I am fairly certain people do not realize how hard I try not to sound like a hick. Not that sound like a hick's all that wrong. But they tend to not take you very seriously when you show up on an electrical job site and you sound like this. You always fixing to, yonk to, got some weird words nobody ever heard before. Say them just a little bit off. Sound kind of like you got a mouthful of cheek. So when I decided I was going to become an electrician, which was more or less forced upon me because I signed up for being 52 Delta in the Army, which was power generation equipment repair, and then I specialized in electrical repairs. You had to speak with a clear, concise voice so that they could understand you. So I set aside my ways for the sake of money. Really, it was for the sake of money. We'd go on those fun little stupid games out there in the middle of nowhere. You know the ones. They'd call them SERE. S-E-R-E. And then I'd let my redneckedness go, and they did not like that at all. Howdy, Skip. Good seeing you. And no, I am not calling it Astrolab. Not even if I'm a fan of Led Zeppelin and I could get it to be all black. Have you ever noticed that most of them are actually cigar based? And y'all remember that sort of more or less I have discussed that I've worked in a cigar shop? Yeah, I got a lot of caps. Most of them for free. Because I would always work all the events. Now, cigar shop, you get some manufacturer wants to come in and discuss their product and stuff like that. It's pretty simple. Look. Throw me a little swag. That way I can rep your brand while I'm working. You know what? They loved you repping their brand while they were throwing an event. This one, I like the statement on the back. And I'm going to tell you, this is about the biggest hat I own, cap. I can quite literally wear the hat that was crocheted for me by our very own Steph Kane under this hat. I can do it. Howdy, Dingus. Glad to have you on board. Hey, a couple of other people showed up, didn't get to see what I was doing today and why I have the horse out here. I'm going to show you the horse again here in just a second, but the other day I worked on getting this section. You can see where there's a little bit of a flat line that goes all the way around. Well, that was a big chunk square of briar, just solidly briar. Oh, hey, for anybody who has not followed Dingus, I'm going to tell you, go over and follow him. You're going to see some carvings that I wish I was that good. Man, you're fantastic. You gotta show us some more though, because we're hungry for more, or at least I am. Then again, I'm always hungry. So anyways, this bottom section here was all still a very large, full-size brick, for lack of better explanation. And what I was working on today was from here all the way back around to here, trying to get that pretty close back to the round shape for the bolt. And then I decided, you could see where there's a flat section here, and this was all at this angle right here. So let me see here. Let's show it with the cigar as contrast. You can see the front angle that is different from the back angle there. Well, I worked on that back angle to make it easier to really get that down so I could hog off some more material. Dang, it's not a problem, brother. Believe me, if I could carve as well as you do, I would be doing something much more than a basic billiard with this block of wood. I am trying to stretch all of my ability out on that other pipe that I'm calling the sextant. I'm not bringing that one out right now. Heat and humidity changed drastically overnight. It's been steadily getting more and more humid since we had that last cold, and it got up to almost 80 degrees, and then yesterday it started near 70 and just kept falling off down to around 50. Well, now the humidity's dropped out of the air also, and I'm a little leery of taking unfinished pieces from massive amounts of humidity to suddenly no humidity, and still trying to work on them with the exact same tools. I don't know if that's going to affect things. I don't know enough about working with wood. I mean, it is what it is. But, so anyways, I made the decision to not bring the sextant out and continue to try and work on that. And instead, I decided I would bring out the block of billiard briar and see if I couldn't knock a bunch of material off of that. Consequently, I found out I can knock a whole bunch of material off of that. Oh, and now we're going to see if I can do this without really screwing up the whole feed. Okay, so there's my horse. with my little camera mount on it, my truck in the background, my cigar laying across the back of it. In case y'all have never seen one of those, that is a jaw horse from Rockwell. Yeah, I don't have a lathe. I probably should have bought one when I had the chance and didn't. I didn't see any point in it. I wasn't working with wood at the time. And I could not afford one of the big metalworking ones, which, look, yes, I would have loved to be able to afford something that's around, you know, $35,000-$40,000 worth of a metal lathe. In fact, if I would have done that, I would have went broke. Wouldn't be in this house, I'd be in the poorhouse. But yeah, when you're trying to really remove a lot of material, two things I am going to make as a suggestion. First, get yourself something that you can work with. Not specifically just the tools, but the helper tools, such as this jaw horse. I'm going to say this and people are going to not believe me, and they're not going to believe me a lot until they've actually tried it. You get yourself some kind of sawhorse that you can clamp to, or that clamps for you, and you can really get a good tight grip on it. When it stops moving around, when you put your pressure on that rasp and you really push down on it and you make a nice good long straight slide with it, you will see 8 times the amount of material as when you were holding the piece in one hand and sliding it along with your other hand. If you feel like doing 1/8 the work and you want to work harder and not smarter, you go right ahead. But if you really want to get a lot done, get yourself some proper tools, because it's going to help you a lot. DeWalt drill and a drum sanding attachment. I'll have to look into that. I have Ryobi, not DeWalt, but believe me, I could use it just as well. But I do have some Ryobi rotary tools, and I do have the rotary bits. Now, I've been not using those as of yet because everything I'm doing right now has been large amounts of material. Don't have to worry too much about what's happening. Just get in there and get it. As I get to needing to be a whole lot more refined with it, I am definitely going to get into the rotary tools, the smaller stuff. A coping saw can be very handy. Take measurements, and you can cut out each side into the generalized shape that you want. And if you are wanting to do like where the sextant has the little extra nose piece. I don't know what to call it other than an extra nose piece. You can make a little hole with a drill bit, and you can use that coping saw to kind of just go ahead and carve those pieces out. You just want to make sure that your penetrations with that drill are truly level, because a little bit off one way or the other and you could actually chew into the bowl or chew into the stem or chew into something that you were wanting to keep, and it's real hard to put it back. Now, I had originally thought about using a saw to cut chunks off of this. The problem with that was, one, the only blades I have would destroy the briar, and two, I'm not here to destroy it, I was here to work with it. But yeah, all you need to do with a coping saw is get just enough of a hole in any one spot that you can slide that blade in, reattach it to the saw, and then, you know, as long as you can check both sides of your work, you should be able to keep going and cut your block into the generalized shape of what you want to do. Then past that, you can go back and file it down a whole lot easier, because you're not having to really knock a ton of material off. You're just, at that point, you're just knocking off the rough edges. And hey, if you want to make it look like a Minecraft piece, you can leave it square. I'm not going to tell you can't. It might be some of those professionals that'll say that, but it won't be me. A square bowl sticking up out of a square shank that comes back to a square mouthpiece. Looks like it should belong to a guy named Lego. His favorite meal will probably be Eggo. I might be a little off. Y'all can't see it over here. I mean, hey, look, if that's the pipe you want to make, I'm going to tell you exactly what I would tell anybody else. If you want to make a pipe that nobody on the planet would actually want, that's on you. You, the maker, can do anything you want to. And if it's pretty to you, it's great for me. Don't let people tell you that your dreams and your desires are not valid. Okay, if your dreams and desires are that you're a pedophile, your dreams and desires are not valid, don't be anywhere near me, because you won't like what you get. There's a few other things, but that one would probably get you in a world of hurt that you don't want. Ah, thanks, Dingus. I appreciate that. I try to be off, but on the legal side of off. Oh, I think Steph and Skip have sent... I think Steph, anyways, has sent a text. Oh, cute. Okay. Luckily, I've got this really big phone screen, and I can separate screen to screen, so when somebody sends me something like a picture, I can see it. Yeah. I like staying on the right side of legal, because the right side of legal still allows me to have cigars and pipes. The wrong side of legal means anything cigar shaped that I'll be putting in my mouth is probably parts of Bubba, and I'm not that way. It's not happening. No. Not happening. They'd have to kill me first. Yeah, I'm pretty much that set in my ways about that. Though I can say, I've been to prison. They have boilers that need to be inspected also. It's just one of those things. Of course, if you don't tell that second part to a kid, they don't know. I got a feeling firearms on YouTube will be outlawed before tobacco products. What do you mean tattoos? That's like tattoo racism or something. Except for these little red dots over here, all of mine are in black too, so what the hell? I got a few. I don't even look like the type that would. And again, most people don't look like the type that would anymore. And I gotta tell you, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, covered in tattoos and little metal appendages and dreadlocked hair, and you would think this guy would just be one of those type that would kill you just to drink ale out of your skull. But no, nicest guy in the damn world. We all called him Tattoo Rob because he was covered in tattoos and, like I said, tattooed in weird metal appendages. Did not look like the kind of guy you would want to know, and I swear to God, definitely the kind of guy we should all want to know. Well, that's interesting. That's when you tell them, well, it's a whole lot nicer than the grave. Just leave it at that. Then they won't know where in the hell to go with it. Yeah. A lot of people hear my slow level of speech and some of the weird, stupid looks that I get in my face, and would probably assume that I'm somewhere between autistic and full-on retarded. State of Texas, pretty big place, lots of people. There has been exactly one person to have been an electrician and a boiler inspector in the whole history of the state. Now, the boiler inspection part, it's really been only going on for a little less than 100 years. That's still a pretty goodly amount of people that have been through the system. Yeah, what can I tell you there, Steph? Look, I have been told that because I like to think about the words that are actually going to come out of my mouth, that I speak slow. I find that I speak precisely. That way there's a whole lot less misunderstandings of what I'm going to say. But yes, there have been people that think that I'm somewhere in between autistic and retarded. And I appreciate their misguided opinions. Some of those same people have the misguided opinion that a set of books that taught 90% of the English civilized speaking language how to read somehow needs to be banned and outlawed. Are we hearing this correct? Yes, I'm hearing this correct. Somehow Dr. Seuss is getting banned? Can somebody please explain to me how in the hell that happened? Did Horton hear a hoo-hoo? Piss off somebody transgendered or something? Green Eggs and Ham is a story about sea rations, but people don't know that. Dingus, hey, don't worry about it. You gotta do what you gotta do, brother. Be safe over there, wherever you're doing, whatever you're going. And, well, I'll be on here a while, because this cigar is smoking mighty slow. So seriously, anybody who's needing to follow something that has to do with wood carving, you gotta go follow Dingus. You're gonna be completely amazed at some of the stuff that he's done. Don't know. I don't know, Steph. Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Hey Jose, I also saw your vid today. I would have stayed longer, but I was at that point where I was supposed to be putting the phone away and doing some stuff. And then I saw your video went live and I was like, I'm going over there. And yeah, I almost got in trouble for it, but I accept that kind of trouble. Squadron leader, nice. I had Romeo and Julieta drying out in the shape of a pipe. Supposedly, Dr. Seuss supposedly is racist. Yeah, all right. Supposedly, 95% of the people born before 1900 were racist. Because things that were completely acceptable way back in the day and have since been proven to be unacceptable entirely have to be banned because they can't be good at all. Before long, J.R.R. Tolkien's books are going to be banned because, you know, he was born in South Africa, and that was the last country on the planet that supported slavery, except for, no, that statement is wrong. There's still thousands of slaves out there, various different places. Yeah, there was Everett and me there for a while, and then Charlie jumped on, and I saw a comment from Mike at Briar Blues. Yeah. Your growth curve's going like that, Jose. You're gonna need a bigger studio. And that studio you were in, man, lovely scenery. I don't know if that was a green screen or... No, I know, it was out in nature. It's pretty. So somehow, in some way, we have to ban books or burn books. And yet, you can still find copies of Mein Kampf. Go ahead, tell me he wasn't racist. Go ahead. Dare you. For those who are not literature aware, Mein Kampf was Hitler's biography or autobiography. It supposedly means my struggle. It was written while he was in prison. It would have been better if he'd stayed there. But hey, Zyklon B, 10,000 Jews can't be wrong. Oh, Tolkien getting banned is only a matter of time. They're going to find some way to say, it was racist. You made the one black sorcerer the bad guy. Really? Really? Is that what it was? I saw your cap, Steph. I did. Yes, I did see the Netflix series 5 Who Came Back. I believe it was fairly well done. It was not as hard to watch as some of the movies that I've seen. We Were Soldiers, and certain parts of Saving Private Ryan were just real hard to watch. But that comes from seeing the end results of those kind of actions, and I don't ever want to have to, ever again. Some of the bad parts about being stuck on a big cargo plane is sometimes the cargo you're carrying ain't exactly the kind of cargo you want to talk about ever again. Todd, believe me, green eggs and ham is supposed to be about sea rations. But they're gonna go off on these crazy little kicks that this person said something racist once in their life. Hey man, you know what? Ban me too. Go ahead. I'm sure I said at least one racist thing somewhere in my life. Absolutely certain of it. And if you really think I'm racist, come on down to Houston. We'll talk to some of my friends over at a cigar shop and we'll find out. 65% of my friends are black. Oh, wait. White guy who probably has no business speaking Spanish actually learned Spanish because he lived down there south, so far south that he was in the minority when he was growing up. Still like Hispanics, especially their food. Love me some south of the border food. Hell yeah. Steph, you might as well type in Skip's IG profile too, so that everybody can follow that one also. I actually already have, just saying, but and no, I didn't mean to put a downer on anybody's good day by bringing up well, Jose, you are a bro. I mean, what I really wish is that people would put the colors aside and remember that we are still all human. No, we're not going to all agree on everything 100%. It's not possible. I could put 100 count of electricians in the same exact room, hand them all the same exact project, and there would be 100 different correct ways to solve the problem. That's because everybody thinks differently. And this is 100 people that are going to be of like mind. They're going to agree on most everything. Trust me, there's going to be 100 different ways to solve the same exact problem. I've seen it too many times. Humans, by nature, work well in a group. The problem is humans, by nature, want to be the leader of the group. Sometimes it's okay to not be the leader of the group. Sometimes it's okay to listen to somebody who doesn't know hardly anything. Trust me, I've run into that. I've also exposed that. One of the things I exposed, and this was quite some time ago, I was a green hand helper. And when I'm talking green, I mean like they finally trusted me to stop just digging ditches so that people could do their job. Green hand. This was after the Army. But before I was really considered a journeyman electrician. And I was working with this guy who had all this experience, and he was laying out this run for conduit from A to B. And I looked over the side of this railing and saw this perfectly flat, level set of beams that ended up within 3 feet of where we were supposed to be anyways. The only problem was you'd have to wear a harness to do the job. And he was going to pipe around and come over here and go over there and go over this other way and then drop it down, and it would be, you know, within the same 3 feet of where we were supposed to be. And I asked him, why don't we just come out over here and go straight? And he had this list of calculations on what he wanted to do and how much pipe he was going to need. And he took one look out to the side, took his little notebook, tore that piece of paper out there, and he says, okay, get me this, and this, and we're going to be done with it today. By God, we were done with it in one day. And it was all because somebody who didn't know any better said, what if we come out over on this side and we just have to do this little bit of extra work, but it'll be straight. Oh, goodness. Well, in my high school, I am fairly certain I found a book or two on various different subjects which would have been considered racist. Of course, let's go back to remind ourselves that in the late 80s and early 90s, there were lots of books on lots of different subjects. And there were also these things called encyclopedias. And if you dug into the encyclopedia enough, I'm sure you found things on various subjects that were going to be considered racist. Probably by now are considered racist. Jose, you take care, especially if you're going up or down the mountain tonight. You be very careful. We definitely want to see some more lives out of you, brother. And as always, lots of love from this side of the equator. We will see you again soon. Probably not soon enough, but soon. God, love a cigar. My hands are still hurting. Oh no, it's the Stephanator. But yes, I am getting closer every day. I gotta take that big old chunk of wood out of there. If I left it, it's like a finger rest. I'm not gonna leave it. I'm going to try for a classical shape. Those classical shapes, the ones that people judge so viciously, I've heard are the hardest ones. That's part of why I wanted to do the sextant. Because it's going to be like nobody else's pipe ever. Unless somebody at some point in time wants to say, hey, Donald, I want one just like that one, except for not with all the little fills and... I'm probably going to say, all right, that's fine. Let me get a chunk of briar and see if I can't get it laid out. Why did I decide that I was going to make the hardest damn pipe in the planet on my first pipe ever? Gotta tell you, some of the carving work, I'm really glad I did it with a knife, because my knives are extremely sharp and I was able to just really take chunks out. But, you know, being able to run it with a file is so much better. Quick, we'll mute this. How was work? She's not going to answer me.
She's still working.
She's still working. Oh, God. Steph says hello. She waved. She waved back. Pretty long tangent I'm going on. Yes, Martin. Pretty long. Pretty long. I'm not periscoping this. Ha 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 ha. Working diligently to turn that into a decent shape. Martin, I liked your reply about my statement of, am I going to get paid for all of these surveys I'm taking? Yes, Todd, I can believe that school libraries back in the day carried various different literature on various different subjects that are considered repugnant and probably should have never been included in a school library. One of the schools I went to actually had the Anarchist's Cookbook. I'm not going to say what's in the Anarchist's Cookbook, but let's just say that if your name was Tom Kazansky or Kazansky, you probably studied the hell out of that damn thing while you were in school. Don't worry, every dog and every cat has to stop and sniff or spray or crap in our yard. It's a pretty dog.
It's a cute dog. They like the mailbox.
Oh yeah, the mailbox. That's the best place in the world to pee. Every dog, every cat.
Double cheese fry.
Okay, I'm still working, so we put it on my computer.
Oh, you?
I'll get to it. Thanks, Mom. Mom came back with McDonald's. Thanks, Mom. Well, Todd probably should have been, I'm not sure that it should have been necessarily you that had done this, unless of course you had made the school aware that this kind of material was there, and that way there wouldn't be somebody getting in a bad situation over it. Librarians often enough are responsible for every book in their inventory, and in no way, shape, or form will they ever read every page that is in their inventory. Hell, you want to know the truth on that? Just go look at the Affordable Care Act. I believe that, yeah, the ACA, which was 22,000 pages. If the average thickness of a piece of paper is taken into account, that means that it stood over 7 foot 4 inches tall. That's right, Yao Ming walks in. If you don't know who Yao Ming is, just go look up really tall basketball players. Yao Ming's going to make that list somewhere. So some guy named Yao Ming walks in as a just solid stack of paper, and you're somehow supposed to read from top to bottom and understand every word that you read, enough to actually vote on it. And these are things that actually affected all of us, all the way across the whole nation. Or at least United States. I'm not going to say everybody that'll ever see this video. Here it is many years later, and I still have doubts on whether any of the people who voted for it have read the whole thing. 22,000 pages is a lot of paper.
It's a waste of paper if you ask me, Jessica.
Quite honestly, they could have put everything that was in the bill that affected us, the regular United States citizens, probably in a pamphlet that's 10 pages, single space, number 8 font, front and back, so call it 20 pages. Something that you should be able to read in a day, maybe 2, 3 if you want to dig into every little thing. But no, they vote on bills that are 22,000 pages because they know they can hide any damn thing they want to in there. Hey, gender studies for Afghanistan or Pakistan or wherever it was. Didn't they get money from the United States for some sort of stupid bullshit like that? Steph, I agree with you entirely. I don't believe that banning and burning of books is ever going to be a good idea. Nor pulling down statues just because it was somebody that, here it is, many years later, you didn't like. Because they were on one side of a conflict or the other. It's ridiculous. Huva Ilta, Boris. Man, I am... Alright, I'm not even going to try that second section. I'm going to mess that up. I am definitely going to mess that up. True, Steph. A lot of science is just theories and not fact. It's theories with scientific evidence to back it up, but there's enough proof now that they can figure out ways to scientifically engineer that evidence. If y'all are wondering, all the words are over here on this, and they're all in white in the background, and the window is, I can't see them. Oh, we'll just lean way over here. There we go. It's all up on brick now. Much better. A little uncomfortable for me, but hey, that's all right. That's what friends are for, right? Hey, Boris, this is what I've been working on today. This that used to look like a brick and is now starting to really get down to an actual pipe shape. There was a large section from right here that came down and went around all the way over to here, which was all natural bark looking stuff, and I noticed almost immediately that all of it was going to get removed just by general shaping anyhow, so I went ahead and ground it all down. My wife says I'm stupid, I should have kept it, because it was pretty. And it was pretty. It was too far outside of what was going to be the pipe to keep it. But yeah, I kind of wish I could have kept it. Oh my God, Martin is starting to believe that his name is Natasha. Say the name. And here I thought Martin was going to use that line from True Lies. Your code name is Boris. Or something to that effect. And my code name's gonna be Natasha? No. Boris. Oh man, come on, Martin. I didn't expect anything. I laughed my butt off when I heard. It gets pretty easy if after you roofie the first 3 or 4. Okay, okay. I hear you. I get to be the Bill Cosby, cracking jokes. Gross.
Sorry, Tig.
I am going to wonder for a while what Mike's going to get, because I know he's not there yet. He's going to get there eventually, but when Mike makes Warden his intro soundbite, it's going to have to be epic. And there are so many Mike sound bites. I mean, the Gatorade, I want to be like Mike. If you could find a ring announcer announcing Mike Tyson. I mean, cut it off right after they say Iron Mike. Yeah, Todd's closing in on it pretty good. I know Boris and I jumped out way to the front because we hung out with Martin for the whole New Year's Eve thing, and he forgot to turn off the tins timer. We appreciate it, Martin. It's fine. Yeah, but there's a couple of guys that are closing in on Warden pretty good, so uh-oh. I'm not gonna copy a certain person who's in here. But how's it going, Odie? We are definitely looking for the bourbon report. And Odie, if you decide that you're starting a website that's called the Bourbon Report, you're going to have to let me know so that I can be a field sampler for you. Promise. I'm good with bourbons. Oh yeah, pretty much anybody who was there for the whole New Year's Eve thing got to really take those extra hours. Well, if Martin ever decides he's going to come on back to Texas, I'm going to suggest to him that he goes all the way over to El Paso. That way he's got a big live audience. If he stops here in Houston, he's only going to have like one, maybe two people. He goes all the way out to El Paso, he could be doing it live with Garbage Man, and Steph, and Skip, and we could have McFly on a live feed. 2 bottles of Elijah Craig A121. Oh yeah, where Martin got completely destroyed, schnockered, and did it live for all of us to watch. And his wife was like, I'm still pretty good. Good thing Martin wasn't salsa dancing that night, because he'd have been destroyed real bad the next day. Don't worry, Martin. Somebody was smart enough to turn on their screen recorder and record the whole thing. I'm not going to say who that was. I just need some editing software so that I could add in some of those Max Headroom moments. So correct me if I'm wrong. We do have a we do have some people that are going to be going live here this evening. This is Tuesday. Is it recovering know-it-all or all briared up or somebody help me out here. I'm forgetting who's going live later this evening. I know tomorrow's Eddie Gray and the Nashville Mafia. Well, Boris, we will know if sometime around August she shows up on screen with a certain bump on the front side, that there was a certain salsa type dancing that was being done. Yeah, Harold Smokes came back on, and Arizona Jim came back into the YTPC. Oh, that's right. This is Tuesday. Isn't that when a certain bearded fellow goes live with a certain Zoom-ish type meeting? Those are always fun. Wow, 8 people hanging out with me. I'm not sure whether to be shocked or just completely baffled. Put a little milk in there. Let the cereal float towards the top there, Skip. It'll loosen up. Yeah, don't do that. Just pacing your pipe. Oh, just packing. Skip, I have found that if you've packed your pipe a little too tight, you take that rod right there in the middle and you drive that down right through the center of the packed bowl, and gives you just enough of an air hole that you should be able to smoke it. But warning, it will smoke a little hot, so you need to be aware of that and pace yourself a little bit better than you normally would. Tell you what, if I could ever get my wife to start smoking a pipe, I'd have to make sure that her channel name was Carter Holly. Steph would never miss a single show. Oh my God. Sorry, some of my wild tangent ramblings go wherever they go. I can't even tell you where they're going when they first start. The Beast, 50% Perique soaked in rum. What's the other 50%? I mean, I'll smoke 100% Perique. I'm not sure I'm going to walk after I smoke it. It's pretty stout, but I like Perique. It's the soaked in rum part that's got me a little bit like, I'm not sure. Changing your name to Skippity Doo Doddle. Okay. I see it. Yeah. Yeah. Or it could just be, let me see. I'll type it in. See how well y'all like this while I let my cat in the door. Go ahead. Oh. Black Cavendish, Virginia, and Dark Fired Kentucky. I don't know. Could go either way. The Dark Fired Kentucky, not really. There's something about that just never appeals to me. Yeah, I think all of us long-time listeners and three-time callers should be allowed to spin the wheel again, like once a year or something at least, because the whole only new time callers are, or like a birthday spin. A birthday spin would be a good thing. Yeah, how about it, Martin? Birthday spins. Everybody gets a birthday spin if they can call in on their or right around their birthday. Does it have to be before or after their birthday? I just want to know. Just curious. I mean, mine's coming up, and Skip's has already passed, so you're off the hook with Steph and Skip for a while. Sorry, Skip. And no, I do not suggest anybody skip Skip's channel. That's just me picking on somebody that likes that wretched team. And yes, I fully expect Skip is going to throw a barb back at me here in just a minute or two because, well, that's the way friends do it. They already do. No, I do not have to put hair on my chest. I couldn't put hair on my chest with a glue gun. Yeah, there's something about the dark-fired Kentucky that it leaves a sour note in my mouth, and I'm not sure that there's enough Perique in that mix to take that sour note back. I mean, I'll probably give it a shot, but Skip, I'd be surprised if everybody doesn't have more subs than me. I don't ask anybody to hit the like button or subscribe. I won't. I don't care. I'm not here for that. I'm here for those people that want to hang out. They're just okay with hanging out. If they're okay with hanging out, they will have already hit the subscribe button. There's no reason for me to pander to anything like that. And besides that, Skip, you got pretty women that come on your station. I've got a brick wall and, well, this. And my 3 or 4 split personalities. Oh, you bet smoking 100% Perique will put hair on your chest? Nope. Will not. And even if it would, it still would not for me. Luckily, my wife likes a smooth chest. She does not like a hairy chest. She doesn't want me to have a hairy chest or a hairy back. I told her she could shave it if it ever gets bad enough, and she says, yeah, right. Pluck 1 or 2, and that would be the extent of it. Ah, come on, Skip. I don't worry about likes. I don't worry about subs. I don't worry about notification bells. I don't worry about any of that stuff. For me, it tends to be the same group of people. We all get along very well. We really do tend to enjoy just hanging out with one another when we have the time. I'm lucky enough that right now I do have the time. And got a little power cord over here that keeps the camera from running dead. And a damn fine cigar that I can smoke while we're doing this. Oh, okay. And in case anybody's wondering what I'm saying, okay about Boris's comment there, he just lit a bowl of, I forget the blend name officially, but Hot W. That's a Vaperky. And it is the most KY forward of... If I was to just read this as it is written, I could probably make a comedy bit just about it. But it's perfectly all right. It's not to be a comedy bit. Just that it could be. But I forgot what blend HOTW is. Ah, Howl of the Wind. Yes, I thought it was that, but I was just like, God, what is... Because in my mind it kept coming up as Howl at the Wind. But no, it's Howl of the Wind, yes. good blend. I've had it before. I didn't have very much of it. Well, when you go KY with hot W, yeah, that could be a little bit misleading if somebody is off. Not saying who that somebody would be, but if they were off just a little bit, they would be believing that that was like some sort of weird sexual type thing going on. Old Gowrie and Brown Clooney. Though I probably pronounced at least one of those wrong. Probably old. It's not exactly as if I'm the best oration person on the planet. My ability with words is almost as good as my ability to grow facial hair. Look at that grain. Are you looking? Are you looking? Though if Odie was to ever say, just look at that grain, we know that that's 51% corn. Because all bourbons are at least 51% corn. And corn is grain. Love me some bourbon. So I've got just enough time to tell a funny story. Yeah, just enough time. Way back in the day. And I do mean way back in the day. I had just barely gotten out of the military. And I picked up basically enough beer to fill the bed of a truck. And I drove into Oklahoma. Now see, here in Texas they have a higher alcohol by volume than the 3.2% that's available in Oklahoma. Uh-oh, skips out. Anyways, there I was, getting into Oklahoma, snow coming down pretty thickly. Get to where I'm going. It's a friend's house out in the country, but he had gotten out like a year previous of me. Out of the Army, that is. We were going to hang out at his house, have a big party. A bunch of people we knew. Anyways, you get 20-something people in a house. A lot of beer being drank. The bathrooms start getting pretty full because, I mean, houses are not set up with multiple bathrooms. Well, out the back door, pretty goodly ways, there's this big ass oak tree out there. At least I think it was oak. Hard for me to tell. It was big. That's all that matters. It was big. I decided instead of waiting around for the line, I was going to go out and piss behind the tree. Hey, you know what? It was cold, but I wasn't going to have to hold it. So there I go out in the snow. And I'm getting a good stream going, and suddenly, pow! I crossed the streams, so to speak. I hit that electrified fence, and let's just say, wow. No, not fun. Oh man. Like the hand of God reached out and grabbed hold of me and shook me for a minute. I don't know if I passed out or if I was still standing there. Anyways, I tucked in, zipped up, walked back in the house, and I spent the rest of the party convincing anybody else who looked like they were like way back in the line and starting to do the pee-pee dance that they needed to go out there behind that tree, just so I could see their face as they were walking back going, ooh, with their hair standing on end. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit of an evil bastard. Maybe it's only funny to me. Maybe it's possible that you had to have been there. But yes, so the theory that you should never cross the streams, or at least never cross your stream with an electrified fence, definitely holds water. Oh yes. Because watching people walk back from that tree with their face contorted into this look of, I'm gonna go hit this motherfucker. It's awesome. Hell, by the end of the night, I think just about everybody had tried it. Everybody but my friend whose house it was, because I guess he knew exactly what the heck was behind that damn tree. Tell you what, took about 3 beers to come back down to where you felt like you were actually having a good time again, though. Well, Todd, I'm not trying to say that we should all share that we have pissed on an electric fence, but if anybody has, y'all should all probably as well know. Yeah, it's a life-altering experience. Because it'll have you evaluating what kind of person you are for the rest of your life. Especially if, like me, you've decided to trick other people into doing the exact same stupid thing. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, when you're kids, hey, who knows? Dare you? Pow! Oh, pain. And the crazy part is you feel it from your toes all the way up to your top of your head. It's like, boom! Now, I don't know if that would still be the same effect if you did it and you were wearing well-insulated clothing and thick boots and not standing in snow, so that you were definitely being able to go to ground as well as I did. But man, now I remember as a kid we would pick up dandelions, and a dandelion is just a hollow tube with a little bit of fluid in it, you know, and you touch the dandelion to the electric fence and you could feel that little pop. And, you know, that was fun. Peeing on an electric fence, that'll take the hair right off your chest. I should know. I did it once. Still haven't grown a hair on my chest. It's okay. I thought it was genetics, but maybe it was that damn electric fence. Oh, I'm pretty sure there's just about nothing, including Rogaine, short of hair transplants that are going to put the hair back on me. Oh yeah. If you don't believe in God before you piss on an electric fence, you'll probably believe in it afterwards. Or at least you'll be thanking God that you're still alive because of the way it makes you go, ooh. Well, here we are, almost 2 hours in. I'm damn near done with my cigar, and my mother-in-law brought McDonald's home, so I should probably better go ahead and get in there and get those. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been absolutely my pleasure having you around this afternoon and evening. Quite honestly, I wouldn't have even been here if my hand hadn't started hurting the way it was. Oh yeah, Boris, I agree with that. Nobody wants to be the one person that chickened out. So anyways, y'all remember that there is a live later this evening. I'm sure that there is. I don't remember exactly whose. Somebody said John. And Chad, I believe, does a weekly Zoom meeting. That should be coming up before too very much longer. Me personally, I'm just going to have a cigar, maybe do a little more filing on this chunk of briar before I put it up for the evening. As per always, y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other as best you can. Go ahead, anybody who's still here, get your goodbyes in, because we're just about out. But like always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care. I shall probably be here again tomorrow at some point in time with some more work. Maybe this one, maybe the sextant. We will definitely see you again. Y'all take care and be well. Bye now.